good afternoon, guys. How you doing? That's St Anton Gardens we're just passing. We're going to attempt to drive to Ġnejna. Now, I'm not sure, it's just past 3 o'clock. Hopefully we just missed the traffic. We're definitely not going to miss the traffic coming back, but just had a phone call from La. He said, hey Brummy, you want to come over? He's over in Ġnejna Bay and there's nobody there. It's lovely. Actually, it's quite a nice sunny day today. It's around 22, something like that, I think. The wind seems to have died down a little bit. Fingers crossed we're not going to get any more wind. So we're following this Chisk. Yes! Let's hope he crashes and we get all the cans and bottles out. He's loaded up there. And look, his flashing lights. Chisk is on the way. So this is the popular drink in Malta, lager, Chisk. Oh, and he's going our way all the way. Put your foot down. This is the American residence on the left-hand side. And this is the old train line that used to go up to Medina. Actually, we just passed the station now. I just noticed the radio was on. I better switch it off. That's a new station we've got in Malta. It's not bad at all. It's playing some decent music. Not this genetic sort of crap that they've been playing for many years here. We only have got a few stations here and not very good at all. The music is not what I like. Go over to Facebook. I think it's on Instagram and Facebook. And I put a question up on Facebook and Instagram. Me in a Beatles shirt and La with his, he's gonna stay here. So where's the bar here? Oh, this coffee shop here. You know, we're in Attard anyway. This is Attard, the back streets of Attard. Just coming round by St Caterina. If anybody knows, it used to be a hospital. No, it's an old people home. I'm not sure exactly if it was a hospital or it was an old people home. It's very, very big. It's supposed to be worth 20 or 30 million, I think. Probably you're not going to see it. If just before I turn right here now, you'll see it straight at the end of the road, those sort of trees. Massive garden. It's got its own chapel. It's got like oh, here it is. You can see it here. We're going to drive almost round it. It takes you about 5 minutes to walk round. So this is St Caterina right in front of us. Oldish building. It's for old people now. I think it's private. I don't think it's government. Loads of old people's home because we're all getting old, guys. Anyway, we're on the way to Ġnejna. We've got about 10 or 15 minutes, something like that. See what we see, and this is still Attard. We're coming through into Ta'ali, the back end of Ta'ali. They just finished this road and this has been blocked off for a long, long time. Sorry, I'm gonna have to open the window because it's blooming hot. If it's a little bit of wind, my apologies. So here they've just finished. They're putting these big cables in and pipes and God knows what, infrastructure. Big island that goes down to Palma. This is on the left-hand side to Ali. Anybody here that used to know a garden centre called Flower Power? It was open for many years and I bought loads of stuff out of them. I was one of their best customers, I think. I got a special discount of 15% or something off them because I was buying loads of flowers. It's not, what do we say, it's not open anyway. It's the owner of that place just left it with the doors open one morning and disappeared. There was a nice family that owned it for a long time. I used to buy from. Then this sort of, well, I don't know if it's Turkish or some kind of Arab guy took over, and it was all right. He was a nice guy, and he was bringing a lot of expensive stuff. These big vases and that for 100, 200 quid, and all the prices went up. And I noticed a massive deal. Let's let him come out this one. Hey, that's my good deed of the day. Oh, he's a taxi. All the taxis in Malta start with JLY. So he's a Uber or a a Bolts or an e-cab. Normally they've got their, could be a private hire as well, because there's loads and loads of taxis. Taxis in Malta, guys. When you come to the airport, when you're coming on holiday, I want you to tell me in the comments. Few people said they're interested, but not everybody. When I picked Lara, I said, do you want me to do like a video of just of the airport, all the ins and outs, and you know, the restaurants, and I showed the observation desk, but like the different taxis, and there's the white taxis there you can pick. It's on a fixed rate from the government. They no longer can rip you off like they used to in the old days. They used to look at your face and just charge you double if you wasn't Maltese, or even the Maltese if they could get away with it, because they're known a little bit like a bit of a mafia. And I'm sure they wouldn't mind me saying that, because then we could ask them to do anything. You could ask them anything of the underworld to take you, and they would know about it. Shut your mouth, Steve, because I'll come after you. Anyway, the other one then, there's loads of apps apart from that white taxis there in all over the island. You can get them at Valletta as you just come out of the gate, and you can get them at the airport, and you might see them hanging around as well. See, nobody indicates, so you're not sure if they're going to go on or go around. Anyway, we made it. The apps are really good, especially, and what I don't particularly like about the apps, but maybe it's a good thing and a bad thing, the price varies very quickly. So the normal price for me to come from the airport to the 3 villages where I live used to be about 25, something like that. Now, since the government taking over, it's come down to about 22, and it's a fixed price. You have to pay the kiosk and the... Let me see if anybody lets me out. That's the problem. I'm a good boy, and they... Oh God, there's a load of traffic here. I might have to cut off, guys, going up to this island. Either it's parking or it's the problem with that island. Oh, it's this island, I think. Anyway, guys, let me just see how it's going. We can carry on talking about that, and then probably what I'll do is, it seems like it's going. We've got a problem with this island at the bottom here. The island goes off to Rabat, goes towards Bajib, and goes to Mjar, and for some reason, I don't know why, so you only need a few idiots that won't push forward. Anyway, there's loads of apps on Malta, on the e-cabs, Bolts, and all the usual sort of taxi people. I can look into that and see which is the cheapest one. But what happens is it varies during the day. So, say for example, early in the morning you go into the airport 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock flight. It could be quite cheap. It cost me about 15 euros. But coming back, if you hit it peak time, and I've heard it depends on how many cabs are around as well. So if there's not many cabs, or it's very, very busy, it can cost you up to like 20, 22. But then you've got the option at the airport. You can just choose. You can just flash through the apps, see which one. There's Bolt, and there's e-cabs, and there's Uber. I think different ones. And there's a couple more that's come online. And then you go and see what the white taxis are charging. You pick the cheapest one and then jump in it. Up there is nice, up the top there. Can you see it? I've been up there. It's like an old British Dwyer, it's called, up the top, right on top of the hill. There's an old British sort of gun emplacement, I think it would call it. But there's buildings as well. I've done a couple of videos of it. And once we get on this main road through this island, we should not have any problems, I think. Let me just have a quick look at any messages coming. I'm okay, let's go. Oh yeah, he was holding us up a bit, that one. Oh, you can see it's chock-a-block going towards Rabat over that way directions, that's why. And sometimes they won't blooming let you go through. They just block the road for us as well. I might, as I'm talking, if it's a bit boring, I might chop a little bit out. But if I keep rolling. Anyway, at the airport, we've got, we're talking about the airport. There's about half a dozen restaurants, so I can go down there and show you. Could even do like a bit of a taste test of what about. I think there's Burger King and all there's Wimpy and there's Kentucky Fried, these sort of people. Then you've got the buses as well, because you can get the bus, which is a triple X or X, I think. I never used the buses, so I'll have to look into it. You can get the bus from the airport all over the island, and really good price as well. It's not expensive, but there's a bit cheaper if you get this. So tell me in the comments, guys, if you do it. I think it's a weekly or a monthly. I think you could get an app about it as well. You can get like a card, a travel card, that sort of thing. So it's worth it looking at the buses, and they're quite frequent. The only thing is, I think it would be a bit slower than a taxi, because it does like a bit of a milk round. It doesn't just do one village, it goes to multiple villages on the way to yours. So if you were going to St Paul's Bay, maybe it would stop Moster and those places on the way. Maybe stop Lota and Moster and Aura, then St Paul's Bay, Bajibba, maybe something like this. So taxi is a lot cheaper, 15, I think it's about 20 to St Paul's Bay, something like that. See what they do. They can, I suppose it's moving and it's hard to push out. Got to be a bit cheeky driving. It's semi-aggressive driving in Malta. If you don't push out, they'll give way to you. If you sit at the junction, they'll just ignore you, and nobody will give way to you at all. And when the traffic's like this, look, if it's just flowing very slowly, nobody gives way to you at all. So that's what the traffic is all about. I kept talking anyway. Let's see if we can podge our way out. So we're on this road now, which goes up to Mjar. Once we get to, we do a left at Mjar, and then we head to Ġnejna. There's a couple of ways you can go to Ġnejna. You can go up that hill as well, where the British is. Let's poke out. He gave way to him. He didn't give way to me. Get in the bloody lane, you. It's all fun. Traffic, a lot of traffic coming down because of that island, I think, when it's very slow. So that island, if you turn left, you can go to Mtafa, or you can go to Rabat, or you can then double round and go to sort of the Central Link project, which is the road going down to Marsa Junction. Straight on is Mjar here, going to Golden Bay, Eindhoven, Mjar, Ġnejna. Go right at that island and you go towards Bajibba, Mosta, San Margarita, going to Salini that way. Actually on that right you can go to the main road, which now they force you to come into the centre of Mosta and come down into the centre. Now there's a whole lot of hassle in Mosta. It's not like it used to be. Well, I tell you, it's blooming hot. It's very hazy. It's a little bit, in English we'd say a bit muggy. It's like the sun hasn't quite broken the clouds. It's like that sort of heavy cloud. Hey, look at the Baita. There's a cactus in Malta called Baita Tashauk. Now, it's okay. It's quite refreshing if you take it out of the fridge. It's got lots of pips in it, like stones, like seeds. Maltese love it. They go crazy for it. It flowers as a fruit twice a year, but the time in Christmas time, and it's not nice because it's got lots and lots of seeds. But the other time is April, May time, I think it is. You correct me in the comments if something like that. Now, if you eat too much, guys, you're blooming blocked. Let's get across before him. There it is, look, Eindhoven, Golden Bay and Ġnejna Bay in Mjar. So it'd be quite interesting to have a look at Mjar, because when I got there last time I did a video walking around and they were doing a bit of roadworks. So it's changing here in Malta. Every time you go to a different place, it's changed. They've either dug the road up, digging holes up, changing direction, re-tarmacking. Well, it's a good and it's a bad thing. Eh? Look at that beautiful view from there. There's the church of Mjar. At the time of building, it was the highest unsupported dome in the whole of the world. And Moster was the widest dome in the world. I think I might be exaggerating a little bit, but I don't know, because the builders were quite good in that time. Now, I went to MJR Church. I did a walk around the village. If you put MJR in my playlists, I have to sort those playlists out, so I put them individually. I can't be asked to mess around with them once I've done a video. I just like move on to the next. Anyway, I did the driving. I walked around, I think something like that, and I said, oh, I'll go down to Ġnejna. On the way back, I saw the doors open of the church. Now, I'd never been in that church before. It was the first time I'd ever been in it, and I thought, let's go and have a shufty inside. Well, I was very, very surprised, because I heard such a lot about it. The way they built the church in MJR was from farmers with selling eggs and chickens. We're going left here. Look. This is the road to MJR. Ġnejna Bay. There's another nice place down here as well. You can also go Golden Bay this way, but it's more out of the way to get around if you see the traffic is heavy. Anyway, Bay is nice. It's an old catacombs built right back in the Bronze Age. I think even before, I heard. Well, this road is finished now. How nice. They've tarmacked all this road now. Building work on the right. Steve, building work is everywhere in Malta. And there's no cranes here. Oh, I can see two now. Anyway, there's MJR Church. And I was blown away when I got inside the church, because the ceiling is plain as anything. It's a very plain sort of, and I would say, not the best of churches I've been to. I know, all right, MJR people, don't kill the messenger, but it's not the best one I've been in. It's not the worst, but it's not the best. So fingers crossed through MJR now. We've got no diversions. There's the church. Look how big it is, the dome. It was the highest dome, definitely Europe, could be the world. This has got the pumping station. If I can see it on the left hand side when we get through. This is normally very, very busy here, because there's coaches and there's trucks and there's all sorts trying to get through, and it's a very, very tight road. Look on the left now, guys. Can you see this umbrella? This is the petrol station of MJR. Oh, so they haven't finished quite yet. Very easy. And he sits in the bus stop with his flask and everything, the guy, because there's no actual office. I forgot his name now. He sent regards to you from no, from Blue Grotto. Chico, Chicos. He says, how you doing? Oh, I got some. Sana, you're not hot, man. Hang on. Oh, it wasn't working. I'm looking for La. Let's cut off a second. No idea where he is. I think it wasn't working, just I was talking to that guy about Chico from the Blue.